Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. Man, they say just another Manic Monday. Man, it's Manic Mondays out here, man. I don't even know if I should dive right into it. I just know that I came home. There was helicopters everywhere. I'm like, what in the world? I had to walk down the street. Police got crazy with me. Somebody got hit. And that's the everyday thing. So when I come in here and talk that boxing talk, man, it's to get away from all of that. So I'm like, man, with the way boxing going, man, it's all about the TMZ. It's all about the sell. It's all about the social media. It's all about the he say, she say, and the narratives, man. I got a narrative of the day. I think I'm going to start doing narrative of the day. I'm going to start doing narrative of the day, man, because, man, it'd be a lot of narratives out here floating around, man. And I hear some of the most ludicrous things. Man. When you be in the pulse of boxing, man, you're subject to having a look and watch and, you know what I'm saying, listen and interact when you can. But, man, I see some level-headed people, you know what I'm saying? I see and hear some level-headed people out here. I see some people having some good dialogue surrounding the sport of boxing, you know what I'm saying? But, again, the loudest voices, man, are actually running the sport right now, you know. And in this era, man, since it's all about the juicy, it's all about the gossip. In this era, if it's negative, if they can perceive it, if they can squeeze, listen. Narrative of the day, which also goes around to my slander of the day. You know, surrounded around Devin Haney in Regis program. And I said, watch. I said, man, start your watches, start your clocks. And I said, watch all the Regis program slander start coming out. And by George, guess what came out today? They caught that man Regis on vacation, having a couple sips, and started a conversation about the dude drinking. Oh, man. Yeah, man. So I'm like, really? That's what we doing now? I said it, and that's what I said, man. I said, that's the thing about Devin. That's the thing about the whole camp. And if you down, if you feel like you gotta protect something, man, it's just you be reaching for straws. You just be talking about stuff, man. You just be slandering. I said everybody on the opposing end of Devin, man, get slandered, man. we act like we don't know how to build a fight the right way. All I know is that when I think it was Ellie. I think when Ellie caught up with Regis, it was almost like Regis had Tourette's. He's like, I'm gonna stop Devin Haney. 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 He's like, then I see another interview from him, and I said, and salute to Ellie, because he get information on fighters that I rock with. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people who be doing a lot of things with their connects and stuff, they don't really have access to them. But Ellie be getting those interviews, man, with Charlo and, you know, the Charlos and Regis. You know, they all good friends, so they grew up together. But he called Regis again, and Regis was like, look, I don't care who going for me, I don't care who rooting against me. He said that's the beauty of this thing. He says only 2 people, matter of fact, it's only 3 people that's gonna get in the ring and settle it all, and it's gonna be me and Devin Haney. But he said he's stopping Devin Haney. You know, I've been trying to get into the groove and try to analyze that fight and try to be rational about it. You know what I'm saying? Let some of the tensions die down. At least let some real things be said. You know what I'm saying? Not manufactured drama trying to make this man Regis like out to be that he's some big heavy drinker. Regis was one of the most avoided fighters in boxing. In the grand scheme of things, the whole risk versus reward conversation surrounded a lot about Regis. Because let's be honest, the him and Josh Taylor, it was a decision. You know, it was a decision loss. But he had to take the steps all the way back up to get all the way back up there. He had to take the steps. So, he's a consummate professional. You know, it was a dude that used to always talk about Regis, man. He was a heavy Regis fan. I used to like hearing him talk about Regis in the build-up or whatever. But Regis is looking to make his mark. He said, yeah, I don't care nothing about Undisputed. He's like, none of that really. He said, man, it just depends. He's like, how you got the belts and who you got them from. And, you know, and that's coming from the boxer. That's the one that actually get hit in the head, man. That's the one that actually get hit in the head. That's somebody that's actually making a living doing that. You know what I'm saying? Making a pretty good living. Regis is right there, man. I think he's mature minded, you know what I'm saying? Because Regis is not like a spring chicken. Regis is tenured. You know, he be around some lions. You know, I think he's very focused. And we always like to talk about how fighters can get up or not get up or you know, beat down or whatever. I think he even covered that, saying that, hey, he's up for this fight. He's up for this fight. My only question is, I've seen some things with Devin and in the Kambosos fight mainly. I've seen some things in that Kambosos fight to where he got some combinations that he can use if he commit to doing it. But I always say that, man, Devin is the most dangerous when he's actually committed to his punches, but he's also the most vulnerable at the same time. And I think that this depiction of him as Dev Dollars and stuff like that, that's kind of, that's not the vein I would encourage, you know, because it hasn't really translated yet. Maybe if people call for it, or if you embrace it, or you just naturally go into it, but it's not Dev Dollars, and it's definitely not Mr. 36 Minutes. Because, you know, if you got people encouraging you to go by Mr. 36 Minutes, and that's what they calling you because that's what somebody got to do, that means that you are setting yourself up to always put it in the judge's hands. You know, Regis is saying, I'm going to take the 36-minute challenge, and he said, I'm stopping Devin Haney. I'm stopping him. So he said he's stopping him. It's something to think about, man. It wasn't more to elaborate with, you know, the Frank and Shakur situation. It wasn't really much to elaborate on with that. You know, I think Shakur pretty much called Frank Martin cap for saying he didn't duck anything. And once again, the fans miss out, man, because it's not a lot of things going on, but it is a whole lot of people just running with stuff, running with narrative, running with whatever they want, like whether they are loyal to PBC or whether they love Top Rank or whether they like Bud and are transferring their energy to Shakur. It's just a lot of people just running with a lot of things that pretty much we still don't know anything more than what we knew before. I think a lot of people are going by the the old school rule, whereas if you agree to a fight and it's actually going through as was reported and you move out of it for some reason, that's called pullout game. I mean, you got a mean pullout game. I mean, so it's not quite like the whole Andrade and Jamel, because I think that was like a week. That was like a week out, or like days away from the fight. That's not like that kind of pullout. That's a pullout. That's more like the kind of pullout that Ryan did to Tank, which made that fight even more important once they really started getting into talks and that it had to finally go through, because that wasn't something that I guess Tank wasn't going to let that just ride for too much longer, because he got no credit for being pulled out on. I think right now, if we knew that it was a fight agreed, and when we heard that one side pulled out, like they said no, we don't, we good. If that side did it, we got to look at that side first, right? We got to get a good response, a good solid response from them first. Like, we got to figure out what's going on. We can't just be assuming these numbers, because people be playing with these numbers, man. That's just like this mysterious 8 mil. People are just still running with that, man. I always say that Bob, he like to talk. Sometimes he telling the truth. I mean, sometimes, he telling the truth. He like to talk. You read between the lines. I mean, so, everybody running with the 8 mil now. Everybody saying, what? It's not none of my business. I don't even want to know what's in Frank pockets. I don't really want to know. I don't even try to get into all that. But I'm just saying, like, if we trying to follow the story and we trying to ultimately get the creme de la creme to face off, and give everybody, a good solid perspective, we really gotta hear from Earl. And that's what, that's why I got that thumbnail. We gotta hear from Earl. We gotta hear from Earl on many different levels. You know what I'm saying? As fans, we gotta hear from Earl, man. Like, we know that Earl, hey, we know you bouncing back, but if you establish the rematch, man, holler, do something, talk to somebody about something, let everybody know, because this is just a lot of stuff running around. I don't know if that builds the fight, but I know it will see some of this stuff that's going on with all the slander, man. But it also would actually clarify what's going on with Frank. And as a promoter, I think a lot of the times, a lot of people had criticized Floyd when he was behind Tank, was you would hear from him about Tank, but it wasn't really when the people wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people want to hear about what happened with Frank. The people want to hear about, just get out in front of some of the conversations surrounding the rematch. Because that would actually help with getting people outside of Jermell and Canelo's business by stopping certain Bud, and that would let them be true to their build up to their fight. But it would answer many questions about everybody saying, no, I mean, people done flip-flopped on old Earl. You know what I'm saying? People done flip-flopped on Earl. It's crazy, man. They ran for the Boost train. They ran for the Bud train. They ran all different directions, man. It's kind of embarrassing, man. It's kind of embarrassing. It is, man. Like, Earl is a solid dude, and what we always like, even in the build-up, we said he was a little bit too honest. I'm not saying be brutally honest, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying be yourself and just let the fans know what's good. That's all I'm really asking, you know what I'm saying? As a promoter and, going into a rematch, because you let the trolls run around with stories for too long, man. Hey, if they keep saying it over and over again, just like people be at home telling themselves this, and just like when they didn't do something, it was a big figure that just went down the other day, man. He's still in denial, man. He's still out there just lying, like, you know what I'm saying? But when stories just keep going on and passed around, and narratives get built and attached, and now you got your narratives got cargo pockets. You know what I'm saying? Full cargo pockets. I think it's working on a second duffel bag. The ruck is full. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's narratives on top of narratives. And if you activated the rematch, man, being the soldier that you are, then I know, you know what I'm saying? I know you reloaded, you ready to go. This gives something that your fans can go by and answer the questions about Frank. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us still want to be, want to just know what's going on, man. We know, hey, whatever decision it was, we just want to be informed. We don't want to be left in the dark. And obviously the powers that be, they got all this power to get all these people and, interview this and get this boxer on and get that boxer on and have these connections. Like, obviously, nobody got the power to figure out what's going on with old EJ. The only sources we have, even with like who's advising and all that, like long-term fans who have a vested interest in the sport of boxing, you know what I'm saying, like for years to come, want to know what was going on with the advisory thing. Like, did you change advisors? How you feel? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you activating the rematch, you know what I'm saying? I'm still man down. It was rumors swirling around Derek leaving, and I think those were kind of quelled. As far as some things that I seen, I think those were quelled. But would there be additional eyes coming in, a different set of eyes? Because I never was one to say, all right, just totally nix your main trainer, but sometimes a different set of eyes in there, because sometimes you can have too many chefs in the kitchen, and then sometimes you can't. Sometimes you go to a restaurant, you be like, dang, you only got one person back there cooking, but every time you go there, the food is bomb. And then sometimes it's like, well, dang, you got to go on different days because you like, oh, the chef right there, that's that chef. He got a heavy hand with the salt. Oh, he back there. Okay, so you know what days to go when the cooks are in there, you know what I'm saying? But is it going to be another chef in the kitchen? Much like how Jamel, he's speaking out more about Juan Guzman, but it's like, it's almost like a tag team where Derek is the main apple scrapple. But fans just want to know, you know what I'm saying? Fans really just want to know what's going on, man. They just want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? Be that same, you know what I'm saying? Sarcastic, stubborn, however you want to put it. Be Errol. You know what I'm saying? Just come on, let your fans know. So some of these trolls can stop with all this nonsense that's going on, man. They just getting crazy out here, man. Like, help your fans out. Let everybody know what's good. I think I was watching The Rise, and I was refreshed because they basically said, hey, Coach Kenny was like, hey, go back, go look at the Showtime. You know what I'm saying? Go look at what Steven Espinosa of Showtime said. I went back and looked at the clip. You know what I'm saying? I think you should go to The Rise, hear what Coach Kenny and them say, because they was wondering if Tank was going to go ahead and go for Shakur since, the Frank Martin, fight had fell out. And I looked at Steven Espinosa and he was like, look, man, it's not Tank. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, Tank won all these guys. I've never known Steven Espinosa to be one to, lie. So he's saying it's not him. And when I do the timeline, right, because I was watching the Boxing Mouth, and they said, yeah, we've been talking about this fight since June and when they said that, I was like, hold on, June the what? I was like, hold on. So we've been talking about this fight with Devin and Regis since June whatever, like whatever date that was. You can go back and listen to them guys. They do have some good interviews. They have some people going on. But if you want to track what I'm talking about, go back and watch and see when they said we was talking about this fight on June or whatever date that was, right? Well, I was thinking, well, when did Tank get out? Then some said, well, hold on, let's go back and look at when Devin sent out that tweet. Because we can use social media. If they can use it to build fights, we can use it to actually really showcase what's really going on. Because I swear, that tweet with Eddie, man, that was well before Tank. I don't even know if Tank, I think Tank, at that point in time, he was little. I don't even think he was really into it at that point in time. I gotta go back and look at the dates and the times, but man, to try to say that I don't know, man, but that it just looked like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you wind up going for Regis, but it just looked like, was there opportunity for Tank and Devin to get it on? If we look at these timelines and when he reached out to Eddie, even though we didn't get a reach out to Al. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people try to say that it's PBC versus ESPN and I mean, or Top Rank and all this. I mean, I don't know. You know, sometimes it's Showtime, the Zone. It's you know, it's different depending on who the fighters are and where they under. But with Devin being free and no longer with Top Rank, so he would be under DHP, a man without a land at that point. He would be subject to get with the Espinosas and all that, you know. He would be subject to do that. You know, I'm still waiting to see the footage of when Bill went to Bob like 6 times for the Shakur fight, but I digress. The big thing was we wanted Tank against Devin, and you know, pretty much what Espinosa pretty much said, it's not Tank as far as, you know, not being able to go after Shakur or whatever. I mean, so you read between the lines on that one. You know, I really just thought that somebody should say something, you know, about Errol. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on Errol's name, man, because, man, I think we have some short attention spans, man. We have some short, you know, memories. Because recent history, man, like all of the waffling, the back and forth, the hopscotch, you know what I'm saying, that a certain party was doing, to taking another fight to feed their family and all this, like going for the bag, it's like all that was approved. So we gotta, like, we kind of gotta get some order, because people trying to put that jacket on Shakur now, and then people are overblowing this whole offer from Devin, but nobody has no proof. People throwing out, first it was 8, then it was 5 to 8, then it's 25%, and then 75% don't have to equal, because you gotta, you know, carry the one. Like, what? You want me to take the what and leave the what? I'm like, man, like, make boxing make sense right now for me, man. It's just people just want to, like, yeah, it's fans of fighters, man. We get it, man. You know what I'm saying? We get it, man. You ride or die for your fighter, man. But, man, when is enough is enough? You know what I'm saying? At least buy some of my knee pads. Get some of my knee pads, man. Get some of my flip-flops, man. Purchase some merch. That's the slogan. Purchase some merch. Purchase some merch. You could do all of that. You know what I'm saying? But right now I think it's either, you know, you gotta either be down with PBC or down with Top Rank, or it's like, nah, man, with these fighters, man, I be focused on the fighters, man. I might rock with some fighters over there. I rock with a lot of different fighters, man. I rock with a lot of them, man. But I'm slowly but surely learning, man, to focus on the ones that are dedicated to being inside that ring and getting in there and staying active, man. Focus on them, man, because you will get outside of actually appreciating and loving the sport of boxing, like the ones and twos, like the jabs, the, you know, whose style, like the essence of it, the stuff they anyway on. You know what I'm saying? The stuff they anyway on. You will grow to love and appreciate that. Like, if you get distracted by a lot of the ancillary things and the, you know, the soap opera of it, man, you'll get way off your way. And you'll start forgetting why you even watch and tune into the sport, because you get so caught up, you know what I'm saying, what everybody's saying and where everybody's going. And because you don't, you know, it's like a little club. It's a bunch of little clubs you can hang out in, but you can't really, you know, speak your true mind. You got to go along with the get along, you know what I'm saying? So try to stay away from that. Try to focus on some of the dedicated boxers, like the Richardson Hitchens, you know what I'm saying, the Ammo Williams, like the Bruce Shushu Carringtons, the Abdullah Masons, the, you know, those guys. Anyway, man, I heard somebody say the craziest thing, man, this man was in his 5th weight division, getting ready to get undisputed, double undisputed in a 12-month time frame. And he's discounted. So I'm like, well, everything that Tank get hated for as far as not wanting legacy, in a way, is doing everything that legacy stands for and getting money. Because not the pocket watch, but they say anyway had got a cool 10, you know what I'm saying, gave Fulton his highest payday at around about 3. I'm not pocket watch, I'm just saying, man, those are the numbers that's out there. but he don't get no credit. About to get double undisputed. So it's like, that's why I be asking, do the belts matter or not? Or is it all about the bag? Or is when your fighter want to go get a bag? Or when your fighter want to do something that warrants him, but when this other fighter is saying, hey, I want to go do something for my pockets, because since I'm the one that's getting in there and throwing them down, like, what is it about? Is it the bag or the legacy? You know, I mean, I think I think when we start saying, oh, it's okay, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay, it's cool to, you know, do this because you get into the money or whatever. It's like, that's a slippery slope. If you got a chokehold on the game and you can get it like that, it's like you got a whole big organization that's making billions of dollars, and I like, here come little old me trying to tell you how to, you know what I'm saying, stop doing, you know what I'm saying? Nah. We just got to kind of understand the business around boxing, you know what I'm saying? But we just got to be truthful when we see what it really is. That's the whole thing, man. A lot of people, because you'll always see once somebody flip-flop and they start saying something, it's like, well, you can't say these things without knowing these things all along. So that means you was high capping before. You know, there's rumors about T.O. being super and going up to fight Bud. Much like how he was talking about Josh Taylor, Teofimo Lopez, he had mentioned Bud. And hey, you talking about Lomachenko, Josh Taylor, and Bud on that resume with a loss to Kambosos? The dude is slowly but surely creeping up on like a legendary resume status, man. If he can get it on with you know, the winner of Regis and Devin, or just go up and see Bud, even if he lose, if he get in the ring with Bud, man, I mean, what are you gonna be able to say to him? You know, a while ago, Bob Arum had said, you know, he had saw that fight with him and Tank, but that's before all of the T.O. going this way and that way, and you know, him moving up and all of the stuff. This was a minute ago when Bob had said that. He had sights on that. I think it's because a fight with Tank, most people were saying, like, most of the time, more than likely you're gonna be the underdog, more than likely. And so with the relationship that Bob had with T.O., because Loma was his darling, you know what I'm saying? In a way, you know, he loves him anyway, but Loma was his darling, so he really didn't care about T.O. like that. So I believe that Bob would actually let T.O. go and do a pay-per-view with Tank. I believe that. Because I don't think he was like trying to treat him like I'm trying to protect and preserve and hold him. He was like, hey, go out there. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and get it how you live, basically. I think the thing with T.O. is he go a little bit overboard sometimes. If he could just dial it back just a little bit, man. You know, I know you're young and you make mistakes and, you know, you got to grow. Sometimes the young adder spit too much venom, but at the same time, man, hey, understand that you got some people, man, that like the ex-president, when he was saying some things, you had some people looking like, can't defend that. You know what I'm saying? We want to understand you, but we can't defend that. We can't defend you saying this. We can't defend you saying that. You know, people who follow Bob, I mean, I think the lifeblood, the ones that, you know, actually watch and follow the sport and go back and tell their co-workers, their friends and family about boxing. Some people that's really keeping eyes on the sport, you know what I'm saying, that's been around for a sustained period of time, really know what's going on, man. We get to plan a little bit of politics every now and again, but we really know what's going on. And I think that sometimes, no matter what tribe you're a part of, sometimes we got to be locked in step about what we need to see. And right now, we really need to see Tank and Shakur. Like, that's the climax, y'all. We really need to see Tank and Shakur, man. Hey, Errol is reloaded. The rematch is going on, but we really need to see Tank and Shakur right now. It's a window of opportunity. Why not? Why not? Are we asking for too much? I thought somebody might come in here and, you know what I'm saying, have some smoke or want to get something off their chest or had, you know, I don't know. Somebody might need a link. Somebody need a link or something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, you know, even somebody that want to rock with me. They want to have their little, you know, whatever, their little spotlight or whatever. Somebody that rock with me. Somebody that be listening and got something to say. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? You can get up here, have your little, whatever you gonna say. If that's what you want to do. I just thought maybe somebody might have had something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might have had a little something to say on this, man. But long story short, we want to hear from Errol. We want to hear from Errol about him and Bud, and we want to hear from Errol about Frank. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear from Errol about Coach Derrick James. You know, we heard from Regis. You know, they trying to slander Regis, trying to say he be out drinking and stuff, caught the man on vacation and stuff. That's why it's a gift and a curse. I guess if you got access to that many people, then cool. But like establishing your relationships with people, man, that's not how you really establish relationships, you know. Who am I? Little old me. You know what I'm saying? 690. Little old 690. You know what I'm saying? 690 talking to 100, whatever. So I guess it don't really matter, but that's kind of sleazy to me. You know, watch out for more of that Regis slander. That's okay, Regis. You know what I'm saying? We know that you a dog. You know what I'm saying? We know you're going to get up for this fight. We know that you're going to have some reach disadvantages, but Lil Loma with a 65 inch arm reach was able to out jab other than body work. You know what I'm saying? And Devin did show some wrinkles on that body work. You know, you're going to have to get that body work. You know what I'm saying? You got to go ahead and get that tight, because if Devin is strong, if he get back to what he's known to do is put that stick out, come back up from underneath of it, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be dealing with something. You know, I'm looking forward to a good clean build, man. Let's not make this all sloppy and messy, y'all. Like, unless it's something real, man. Not Housewives of Boxlana or whatever. Like, not, come on, y'all. But that was just on my mind, man. I said I'm gonna start going live more, man, like, so people can get a chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. One man army. Wolves, they run in packs. Eagles, they fly alone. That's just how I feel. But thought maybe somebody might have something for me. Nobody ain't got nothing for me, man. That's just some things that was on my mind. You know what I'm saying? Some things that I was thinking about, you know, and it's Manic Mondays, man. Just relax, man. Let some more sources come out. Let some more information develop. Always trying to be first, or always trying to stamp and be so, you know, deeply rooted in your stance. I mean, yeah, you can stand on it, but like, people standing on stuff that they don't even know to be true. Thanks for tuning in anyways, man. Here at Bodywork Boxing, where we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.